often do you normally go to the zoo? How often do you normally, yeah.
When I have a chance, I go to the zoos. I want to go with my children or my nephews. Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't go to the zoo very often.
Yeah, you can't, of course, you have no time to go. Well, and let me ask you, what do you, how do you feel when you actually see caged animals?
When I see cage of animals, I think about the freedom. I think about the freedom, and I don't like to be the animals. I want them to be free.
Free.
Yes. Uh, and maybe yes. Uh, Now that the zoos in Vietnam naturally, um, some places don't catch the animals in the cage, but they
Yeah.
let them live in the forest, uh,
Yeah.
and they control about that.
Yeah, it's like,
Uh,
a natural park, you mean?
yes.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, they are allowed to roam, so you can see them everywhere, right?
Yes.
Yeah, of
But,
course.
uh, we still have the cage, a lot of cage in the zoos. So I very feel badly when I see the animals in the cage.
Yeah, of course. So very good. Now, how to say, actually, there are different phrases that you can say. Yeah, when we say cage, you can use it as an adjective. So when I say caged animal, so which means that's animals are in cages. So in the
Yeah.
cage, so we say cage. Okay, so you can use it as an adjective. And actually, you can say that I don't like when animals are kept in captivity. Again, like they are not allowed to walk, to roam freely. So that is really, I don't know, sad to see them in cages. So what is that? We can have some natural parks. And actually, in these parks, in this area, so every country, animals are allowed to roam. So what is that? Roam. They are allowed to roam. That is to walk without direction, just, freely, freely. So you can see them, but it's not like cage. Just area that you can go and you freely walk and they can go everywhere. So I think natural parks are better than zoos.
Yes.
Well, so that is really, there are some different beliefs and opinion about, captivating animals. That is, for example, keeping them in cages or zoos. Some people believe that, okay, this is a good way to protect, especially endangered species. So that is really important. Endangered species or types, so you know this word. So what do you think? Do you think it's a good idea to keep them just because, or no, they can live in nature without any problem? But we have some species, they're actually endangered. They are on the verge of extinction. So they will become extinct in future. So what do you think about this?
Yes. Some some endangered
Species.
species, uh, species.
Species.
Some endangered species um, should be conserved.
Should be
So
conserved. You mean
conserve,
conserved?
conserve,
Yeah.
conserve.
Conserve means
Should be
protect. Should be
conserved.
conserved.
But
Yes?
if we let them live in natural, in the nature, in the nature, maybe they um, will be
Is
disappear.
ethical business. So what do you think?
Yeah. Uh, mm, I think the endangered species are conserved, so they have to uh, bring to the animal and care and take care of them in the
Yeah,
cage
of course. Of
or in the
course.
natural parks.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Yeah.
uh, other species um, uh, should not should not kept should not should be kept
Yeah.
for entertainment.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, if it comes to, as you said, protection, so of course it's better to, especially when it comes to endangered species, they are actually, let me write, we have two phrases here. That is the first one, on the verge
On
of
oh,
extinction.
extension.
What is that? Actually, it means about to become extinct. Like, some rare type. So we can say, or we say they are on the verge of extinction or on the brink of. So both of them. So here we have two phrases that you can use. Yeah, of
Yes.
course, it's better to be kept and to be saved, to be conserved. But no, it just, for like, fun and, for example, amusing people. No, of course, it's not good. Well, let's see what do we have. Okay. Yeah. Poach. What is poach? So we have hunt, we have poach. Poach is illegal. So of course it's not legal. So as you can see, to kill, to catch animal illegally. Why? Maybe sometimes people want it, I don't know, for their fur, or they want to keep them. So they want to pet them. So poaching means illegal hunting. Illegal hunting.
Yes.
So what is this? Oh, really? Could you please read this one and tell me, really? They're poached for their
Because
horns?
outrageously, uh, outrageously, because of the outrageously high demand,
Outrageously?
rhino, rhinos are poached for their horns.
Yeah.
Yes, because some of Vietnamese people uh, believe that the horns of rhinos are one of the kind of medicine.
Ah.
And my husband also uh, think so. He has a horn of rhino, and they make it into powder and
Ah.
with water. I don't know the purpose or the functions of the horns, I don't know, but many rich people, they have a lot of money and they believe that medicine.
Ah, so that is, but how about the animals? So in maybe near future, there won't be any rhino to actually be poached. So what is about this? So if they want to hunt them, just and tell me about the government. So when it comes to poaching, so is it illegal, but they do this?
Yeah, illegal. They
Ah,
are totally illegal. Um, yeah, my husband uh, is given uh, yeah, no, the horns.
ah,
Uh, my husband received from his friend the rhino's horns to drink as a medicine to make his body maybe stronger,
so
younger.
okay, how do you use it? So you add like for example this powder to food or drink. So what how do you use it?
You drink the
Oh, you
powder.
drink.
Let's make it
Ah,
in powder, and we drink with water.
ah,
Uh, yes, we put
yeah.
it powder in the water.
Ah, got it. So and you drink it.
But my husband didn't drink it very often. Maybe once or twice a year. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes
Now we
you
have the bones of the horse,
yeah.
the bones of tiger, the horns of rhino.
No
We
way.
have already in the fridge.
Really?
Uh,
Ah,
my husband's friend gave them to my husband.
ah. That's so interesting actually. Like, yeah, and yeah. So actually this is something like the part
Asian
that yeah,
traditional,
yeah.
that's Asian traditional medicine.
Yeah, of course. I heard about, for example, herbs. So we know that in actually, yeah, maybe there's some traditional methods. So to, I don't know, to use herbs like I just like specific special herbs. But when it comes to animals, and this actually worrying, like I've never heard about it and I've never thought about it, but I think I don't know. So have you ever tried it?
No, I don't like it because
Yeah.
I love the animals and my children. Uh, they, my children are taught about protecting the yeah natural animal.
Of
Uh,
course, of course.
wild animal.
Wild animals, of course. So that is really important to consider. So, ah, so that is so,
Just wait.
of course. And we have this one, zoology. Zoology, that is, yeah,
Not
scientific study of animals, especially their structures. So zoology.
specific
So
animals.
yeah, you can study about animals, how, about the structures, how to protect them.
Oh,
So actually, it's not bad. So to study zoology. So if you love taking care of animals, if you are into animals, so why not? You can study this major. And then, of course, this can be a future career, maybe.
mm-hmm.
But it's so interesting. So when you say, look at this photo, just, having a close connection, like in your relation with animals. So just like in wild animals, they look so scary, but we can see that, for example, bear or tiger. or I don't know, leopard, lion. So they can easily live with, people, with humans. So that is really strange how they can train these type of animals, like, they're wild animals. As the name indicates, it's really difficult to train, but they do this. And actually, I don't know, look at this picture. It's so amazing. Yeah.
Why many people want to become an engineer or doctor? I choose to major in zoology because I love taking care of animals. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course, zoology.
Zoology.
Yeah.
Zoology.
And the next one here, at risk. So we know that the preposition at is used for risk. In
Dangerous.
Vietnam, many wild animals are at risk because of deforestation. So cutting down trees and deforestation and illegal poaching. So which means, yeah, there won't be any place. So actually we have natural, so they need natural habitat to live. What is that? They need somewhere. So for example, okay, forest, jungles, sea, mountains. So there are different maybe locations that we say that they are their natural habitats and we are destroying. So
Natural habitation.
habitat, like, the place.
Habitat.
Yeah, of course. So this way, uh, yeah. And let me ask you, another question. So of course, zoos can be good or not good, but let's talk about the instincts. What is that? For example, a lion should hunt, but in the zoo, of course, it doesn't happen. So this is zoo, how they can hunt. Don't you think that if we keep animals in the zoo, they will lose their instincts? Like, why, how? Of course, they were born with some instincts. For example, this is their nature. They are wild animals. They need to hunt. They need to, I don't know, uh, chase. And it's like, this is a wild characteristic. But now when we keep them, of course, we train them. We feed them. So they don't need to. I think they may lose their instinct. And this may actually make them depressed. So what do you think about this?
Yes, I think so. When we try to change their natural habitat,
Of
uh,
course.
yes, the animal can lose their instinct. Uh,
Yeah.
yes, they cannot run fast, cannot chase fast, mm,
Yeah.
and um, uh, they are not able
Yeah.
uh, to look for the food.
Yeah, of course. Especially uh predators, especially so that some animals hunt other animals to eat. So they're
Yes,
called predators. So let me write here, especially predators.
yeah.
They need to hunt. They need like lion, tiger,
Yes,
leopard. So they need to kill and hunt and kill other animals to eat. But when they don't do, I don't know, maybe it can directly affect their instinct and it make them depressed. So because of this, when you go to the zoo, you see animals are really calm. They don't do anything. They don't run, they don't walk, they don't play. except for monkeys, of course. Monkeys are really different. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't like to see them.
They look sad when they are kept in the zoo.
Yeah.
They don't have a space to roam.
Of
Yeah,
course. To roam, to
roam.
run, to
Yeah,
play, since they are captivated. They're
yes,
kept in cages, of course. So it's not good. And of course, sometimes there are some educational purposes, like, they have some reasons. So because of this, especially to know, for example, they take care and they keep some species to, I don't know, to study, to know, actually, in order to avoid, for example, to help them in order to avoid, for example, being uh, extinct. So this is the reason, and this is acceptable, I think. But normally, it doesn't happen. For example, breeding to keep animal for the purpose of producing young animals. So this one is not bad, especially when it comes to endangered animals. So since we won't have them anymore in the future, so the best way to have these species is to help them breed, to have children.
yes.
So, of course,
That's great.
yeah, to keep animals for purpose of producing young animals, of course, to breed endangered animals. So I think it's not bad, it's good. Well, that is maybe like, helping a way that we can help. And now zoos can help restore the population of some animal through breeding, yeah, of course, to return, to restore. So to return something or someone to an earlier good condition or position, to save them again. So of course,
To run something or someone to an earlier good
yeah,
condition or position. Zoo can help restore the populations of some animals
yeah,
through breeding program.
of course.
Breeding program,
Restore,
yes.
of course. And for example, about this word, when we say breeding, actually we say it's, captive breeding. What is that? It means it's a process. They keep animals, they control them, and of course, they help them. So they breed animals in actually order to control the environment, actually, and they help them especially to increase their population, yeah, when it comes to endangered species. So the process of breeding can be captive breeding. So the process of breeding endangered, especially animals in, some special specific places, environments. That is really important. Well, we have another noun. So let me say this one before I forget. We have another word that is sanctuary. Let me write
Century.
sanctuary. Sanctuary. Okay, and what is that? A place. That is a place, since I said environment, a place where animals are protected. They're cared for. And why? For example, for breeding. So sometimes they can't return to the wild. So for example, the zoo is more like a sanctuary for injured animals. So the animals that can live in nature anymore. So for example, like natural park. So we can say that this is a place. Sanctuary, a
Century.
place, of course,
Century.
are
The place
protected.
where Animals are protected.
Yeah, especially for animals
Captive.
that have been, like, rescued. Yeah, for example, I don't know, they're injured, so they can't live. So that is really important. Yeah. Well, and as you can see, captivity. So as we just mentioned, a situation in which a person or animal is kept somewhere. So we talked about them. And it's noun. I believe that animals living in their natural habitats are more healthy than the ones in, yeah, I do. They're more healthy, yeah, I think, in captivity. Like, we try to keep them, but it's not good. They are wild. They need to live in wild, so it's not in nature. So I think it's not really good.
Captivity. Captivity.
Captivity. Yeah.
Captivity. Captivity. The
Yeah.
situation in which a person or animal are kept somewhere, they're kept somewhere, and is not allowed to live. I believe
Yeah.
the animal living in their natural habitats are more healthier than the one in captivity. Yes.
Yeah. Actually, normally, for example, they have enclosures. So what is enclosure? They have, for example, when you go to the zoo, you see that, okay, this place is designed to actually house animals. So that is enclosure. For example, they have like like similar, we don't say exactly the same, but similar. They're, for example, natural place. So we can say enclosure, another word, enclosure. Actually, a place designed to house animals in a zoo. So normally similar to their natural environments. For example, a lion enclosure should be spacious, like, should be big, large, should be safe. Yeah, so that is really important. So it's a place, enclosure. You can also use this word. Well, let's see. Do you want to use them?
Yes.
Okay, of course.
Mm. Restaurant. Mm-hmm. In Vietnam, the wild animals are bought uh, for horns or skins are very popular.
Yeah, or poach.
And uh, some species some species of animals are at risk uh, are at risk in some of them are in risk um, because of deforest and uh,
Deforestation.
de- deforestations and poaching. Um, to conserve the species species.
Species, of course, to conserve endangered species or
To
species.
conserve the endangered animals, we should um, breed uh, some kinds of animal.
Yeah, we should breed. Yeah.
Mm. Um, we are we should not keep we should not keep the animals in the zoos for entertainment, but restore them in the natural habitat.
Yeah, of course.
Um, um, I've admired some zoologists. Um, I've admired some people who are who are worked
Yeah,
in zoology. Uh,
yeah,
yes, that's a very helpful career.
yeah, yeah, of course. Helpful career. Yeah, yes. So to keep, actually, as we said,
Good.
captivity is a noun. So of course, yeah,
It's a good career to
yeah,
protect animals
of
in the world.
course it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's really good. Yeah, I like, of course, it's difficult. It's really difficult. So I think not all of people or everyone can do this, but it's really a good career. So it's
If
like,
you can to make a sentence with captivities.
yeah,
Captivity. Uh, how can I make a sentence with captivity?
yeah.
Uh,
How to make, you want to know, or you are thinking?
yeah, you make it.
Okay, of
You have.
course.
Yeah.
Well, let me say something. For example, to keep, it's not good. For example, it's not really a little bit good. It's immoral. It's not ethical to keep animals in captivity. Okay,
Mm.
or to captivate. Okay, so in captivity or captivate. So you can use different forms. You don't need. So animals are kept in captivity in order to, for example, I don't know, breed or in order to restore, to rescue, but it's not good idea to keep them in captivity. Even if we want to, for example, conserve them.
Mhm.
Captivity is a way to conserve endangered animal. So
Mm.
there are different phrases and sentences that you can use, you can make using captivity. So captivity is a noun. You can use it as a noun, like you keep an animal, or maybe all the forms. It's not a good idea to keep animals in captivity. Even if you want to conserve them, you can keep them and you can, for example, breed them in natural environment. So this one is better. Yeah. And we have actually some idioms. So we'll talk about this idiom. We have some funny idioms about animals and zoos, of course. Let's talk about them. Do you have any questions related to these words?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's watch. Let me see. Okay. What is this? Robert. Okay. I think we have a better one. Just one moment. Okay. Well. Oh, okay. I'm trying to find just a few seconds. Well. Okay, so let's see. We have a video, so let's watch it together. I think this one is good. Let me share the board again.
What do you think an ideal zoo would look like?
Closed.
Oh, let me see. There's oh no, this one. I'm trying to here. Now I can share it.
More power.
Okay.
Virtually
from
all
the
the history of zoos.
Zoos have changed out of all recognition.
There are quite a lot of different species around the planet which we wouldn't have today if it wasn't for zoos.
What do you think an ideal zoo would look like?
Closed.
All through history, we've seen royal families of powerful people, emperors, have collections of animals.
The king who was a good hunter was probably a good warrior, probably protected his people. Killing a lion or a bear was a big deal, but bringing back a live one showed even more power. Virtually all the history of zoos is about human control of nature.
And it was a way of showing off. Queen Charlotte, her gift to everybody that she liked was to give them a kangaroo. And eventually, we get the first modern zoo opening in London
Is
in
it too fast?
1828.
Just let me ask you, is it too fast?
Yes.
Since this is British? Okay, since this is
Right.
British.
But I
can-
will try to listen.
Okay, yeah, of course. I want to know if you can catch it. You can see subtitle here, but if
Suddenly
you
see
need
a
to,
giraffe for the first
I
time.
can
Probably
adjust
was
the
absolutely
speed of it.
bonkers.
Wasn't really an appreciation of animals needing certain things to have a good life. So you would see them in barren boxes, effectively, just as you would see a specimen in a natural history museum.
The story was, here's an object, divorced from habitat, divorced from evolution.
His name is, by the way, Knucklehead.
Knucklehead?
Well, as a rule, tapirs are rather stupid and unintelligent.
Animals were thought of as basically automatons just responding in a reflexive manner with no feelings of pain or any kind of emotional depth. But that's really shifted. Now there's much more of an understanding that we really need to look at their own type of intelligence and how they live in their world.
The school children that come here to the wildlife park, all of them go away learning the messages that we know for sure are going to make a true difference to the animals back out into the wild.
The biggest threat to wildlife comes from people, and most people live in cities. So zoos are very important because they provide an educational opportunity for people to learn about what the impacts of their daily activities are in faraway places.
The zoo, by becoming a public attraction, if it's done properly, it seems to me like a pretty good idea. The animals have a good life, people enjoy it, they learn something, hopefully they get involved in conservation.
Pretty much all good zoos throughout the world are participators, or they help to support and fund a whole host of in situ conservation programs. And if it wasn't for those programs, the world would be looking very different right now.
Zoo populations of animals are insurance populations. Certain species, due to what's going on the planet at the moment, The only way that we can stop them from going extinct will be to bring them into captivity. As we learn to adapt to things like climate change, we are going to see an increasing role for zoos.
You can visit zoos all over the world that are just awful. You know, they're as bad as they were in the 1920s.
In the US, they don't have very strict animal welfare laws. People can have animals in their back garden and call it a zoo. There are more pet tigers in the US than there are tigers in the wild. The legislation doesn't permit that kind of thing here in the UK, but you can get bad zoos anyway.
Those are all signs that they're missing out on some important aspect of how they live in the wild. The complexity of providing a good life for some of these animals, it's actually really, really difficult. There is some evidence that people will know more facts about a particular animal, for example, but follow-up studies to see if they've actually changed their behaviour to benefit conservation, there's not much evidence to suggest that is happening.
The official statistics show that 4% of revenue goes back into conservation. I mean, that's minimal, it's very small. And what do you find in zoos? Big cats and elephants and zebra and things that don't get released back into the wild. So if you want to save the condor, then you can have an in situ conservation program that's based in the country where they come from. Most 5-year-olds are experts in dinosaurs. They've never met one or seen one. The fascination's there, and I think the same can be harnessed with animals. There's many other technologies that are being developed these days, like awesome CGI, awesome robotics. I think the future holds something really cool in the sense of learning about animals without the detriment of keeping them in captivity.
Virtual reality with wildlife encounters is really coming on. Taking a virtual walk through a herd of elephants in the Serengeti, I think is going to be possible pretty soon.
Do you think zoos should exist?
It's kind of strange that we transport all of these animals from far from home and keep them locked up where you should see what nature has to offer on your doorstep.
Wildlife documentary, virtual reality, none of these things have the same positive emotional impact that a zoo has. 10% of the global population visit zoos every year. People from all walks of life and all social classes. So I think without zoos, we'd lose a massive opportunity to keep people being interested in the wild environment.
How can we create a world where we don't need zoos? What I'm hoping is that we can design super sustainable cities so that you don't need to go to a place to see animals. They're all around you.
Well, and okay, finally, so what do you think? Should zoos exist or no?
Yes.
Yes. Yes or no? It's like yes, no.
It's
Maybe yes, maybe no. Yeah, it's like of course, so in the past, so it was as you just watched and just got, in the past, the understanding about animals were totally different from what we have now. So it was like, yeah, just, at the beginning of the video, you just saw that, okay, so the scientists, for example, talking about animals in a way that they are stupid. They have no sense, they have no emotion, so it's not really good. So in the past, animals were animals, just this. So no emotion, no feeling, no, for example, intelligence, nothing. But now we know that they can feel, they can understand, they can learn. So that is really important. So our side is totally different. The way that we think and we understand about their behavior, their manner, and the way that they live is totally different. So of course, zoos have better conditions now. But zoo is zoo. Like, just finally, we are keeping some wild animals caged. So they can't be exactly the same that they should be in nature, since we changed them. So what do you think? Okay, you talk about this video, you tell me, do you agree? So let's talk about maybe positive and negative aspects of keeping animals caged. Today you're feeling sleepy?
Yeah.
You woke up really early. So
Maybe.
some,
Yes. A little bit.
I know. Like I can see that you're sleepy. Like 4 a.m. actually is a good time for me since I wake up early morning every day. So
It's okay.
I'm good. Do you want to drink water? Or I don't know. It's okay if you want to drink it. Oh,
Drink water and eat something.
yeah, of course. Why not? Just do it. You know, that was so good. Cute. Like, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Uh, let's see. So, okay, let's talk. So while you're eating, you can talk about the positive and negative sides of keeping animals caged, especially wild animals.
The we kept we we kept the animals in the zoos for just we should keep the animal in the zoos for the reason when we want to conserve want to protect them and maybe um, in captive breeding.
Yeah, captive breeding, of course.
With captive breeding, to have them avoid of extinct.
Of course. In order to become, since extinct, so become extinct. Yeah, of course. To become. Yeah.
But we should not, and we should not put it in the zoo, put them in the zoo for another, for entertainment, for example.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Even the zoos is better now. It's like it's provided the natural habitat.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Well, actually, we have some questions here, but I want to talk about some idioms as I told you about zoo. And the first one, I like it. Like a zoo. Like a zoo. Let's see how to use it. Of course, you can use it in different, even about animals, but now I'm talking about people and, for example, about workplace, home. So you can use it. I don't know. For example, imagine kids are running around and it's really messy. If you have pets, okay, you can use this idiom. When somewhere is busy and noisy, you can say, for example, the house feels like a zoo. Feels like a zoo. It's like, or it is like a zoo. For example, I don't know, my house was like a zoo this morning. So busy and noisy. So busy and noisy place. So, oh, what is this? Oh, okay. So you can use it as like with B. So my house was or is. Some days my house is like a zoo. So children just run around and I don't know, they play. So this way. Or you can say it feels like. Okay, feels like. This is the first idiom. The second one, of course, you can, for example, on social media, let's talk about it. So why not? You can use it. I don't know, just when you every day you read lots of messages or comments, okay, in social media, you feel like a zoo. It's like, I don't know, it's really overwhelming, like, chaotic. So like this. So this is, or sometimes, for example, I remember, so in the past, sometimes classroom, so there were lots of students and the kids like a zoo, like, they talked and played like this. Now, the next one is monkey business. What? That is foolish behavior. Monkey business. Okay.
Monkey business.
Monkey business. What is that? For example, that is foolish or I don't know, like playful behavior. So I say that, okay, I don't have time for any more monkey business. We need to get this project done on time. So monkey business, just don't do any foolish behavior. Just focus on your project, okay? So monkey business, okay, for example, I say, for example, I talk to my daughter, I say, hey, okay, stop all this monkey business. Just focus on your homework. So stop doing this. So sometimes kids are really playful and I don't know, they do some naughty, playful, they have some naughty, playful behavior. So you can use this. So, okay, stop this monkey business and focus on your work, for example. And we have another one that you can use in the lion's den. So what is this? Let me write.
In the
lion's den, of course.
Yes.
When you are in a difficult or dangerous, sometimes uncomfortable situation, you can use it. So, for example, I don't know, it's like, sometimes when I was talking in front of that, for example, those people, or for example, I don't know, in front of someone, my boss, okay, it felt like I was in the lion's den. I was really, I don't know, it was really critical, uncomfortable situation. Sometimes dangerous situation. Okay. For example, I don't know, when you attend a party with your ex-boyfriend, it's like you are, in the lion's den. You don't feel comfortable. It's awkward. I don't know, uncomfortable situation. So you can use it this way. So it can be a dangerous, uncomfortable, and I don't know, like awkward situation. You are to be in the lion's den. And if you want, you can make examples and use them. So do you want to use them?
Yeah.
Sure.
In my birthday, in my son's birthday, my house is like a zoo.
Of course, I know. It's normal. We have the same thing. Yeah, of course. And
my when my husband comes home, go home, get home,
get home.
Get home. Yes, when my husband gets home, I stop my monkey business to to save time for him. Or
No. So you have.
Yeah, sometimes I do anything Um, I make a house a messy. I guess I want to clean or I arrange anything, and it's like yeah,
Of course, I'm making mess
a
in
mess.
everywhere. Yeah, I'm making a mess everywhere. Yeah, of course, it can be
Really,
used. Yeah,
before he comes,
yeah.
I have to start my monkey business.
You're cute.
I can
Thank
do
you
it. I can make that sentence.
Of course, that is really
Oh,
good. Why not? Of course. So you make a mess, okay, and you need to collect everything to clean everywhere to actually before your husband gets home. So you need to stop your monkey business to focus on your housework and clean
yes,
it. Of course. Yeah, I know.
for
Of
cooking
course.
and anything.
Yeah. So everything that refers to being, distracted. So if you don't take things seriously, that is the meaning of monkey business.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I work in a company, sometimes I work in the light and stand
Yeah.
because of my maybe because of my boss or because of my colleague.
Yeah, of course. You can say this way. Sometimes it's good actually, understandable,
Yeah.
but you can say it felt like I was. It felt like I was in the lion's den. So this one is better.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
felt I felt like I
it
was.
felt like, or
Uh,
I felt it's okay. It's okay. Say
it
it's okay.
it felt like I was in the lion's den.
Yeah, of course, like really uncomfortable. Yeah, very good. Okay, now let's see. Has someone ever taken you to the zoo? For example, your husband.
Mm?
And so,
Mhm.
yeah,
My
what do
mom,
you
I
have any?
when I was five. I was maybe 10 or 9 or 10 years old. My mom took me to the Ho Chi Minh City and I went to the zoo. That was the first time uh, I saw the animals in cages. Um, uh, when I was young, I liked the animal much. I like to see them, to feed them, and look at them. In the zoos.
Yeah.
I uh, I
In the
cannot.
zoo is okay. So you can say in zoos or in the
Zoo.
zoo, both of them. When you say that, you know that. So you're talking about the zoo in Ho Chi Minh City. So of course you say in the zoo. In zoo is general. So every zoo. So it's your choice. You can use both form depending on the context are correct. Yeah.
Yes. Uh, but now that when I get older, uh, the zoos in now. Uh, the zoos are not protected carefully, and the animals in the zoos are um, like a hungered animal.
Yeah.
Yes, they are small. They are uh, like a skeleton.
So you
Because
really now or in the
now,
past?
now in the past, I
Ah.
have a very good memories and good impact about the zoo, about zoos. But now, when I took my children to the zoo, at that zoo,
The same animal, you mean?
The same zoos in Ho Chi Minh City. It was awful places for children to watch and play with animals because government do not.
So actually, it shouldn't be.
No zoos, yes.
It shouldn't be. Why? So actually, this is really different. So it's like, now I think they cure more. Like, it's like when you say very slim, or I don't know, like, due to lack of food, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And the zoos just has some of animals, not some animals, and they are too slim.
Starved.
Yes, starved.
To starve. Yeah, I know.
Starved anymore. Yeah.
Of
So
course.
my children said that, oh, that's they feel bad because when they saw the animals, and they said that they don't want to go to see it anymore.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know, it shouldn't be this.
Yes, that's a national zoo in Ho Chi Minh. But we go to the natural part of the private private company. That's a private enterprise. The zoo, the zoo for not a control, not a managed by the government. The zoo, yes, the zoo, which are managed by the others.
Yeah, of course. So
They
it's not a
develop.
yeah, of course, got it. So it's like, so they keep animal in really bad condition. So it's like they don't feed them. So actually they make this animal like, starved, or we have another word that you can use it, that as you can see, I just type here. So this one, emaciated. So emaciated, like, I don't know, starved. So when you see an animal is really thin, okay, why? Because of, lack of food, or, poor nutrition, so you can use. So emaciated or starved, like for example, for human, we say malnourished. So we have this word for kids, for example. Yeah. Oh, so and why the government doesn't take any action to deal with this issue?
Yes, I don't know, but I feel bad. Um, the cage are not clean. Yes, and no more trees, big trees in the zoos. Um, Maybe they don't have enough money to take care of the zoo.
Yeah, it's like we have, so when we say public and private, so as I got, so what I realized that this actually zoo is a private zoo. So it's actually, we can say that when zoos are owned by government or local authorities, so we say this is public. So, but yeah, private and public. So you mean this is private zoo?
No,
Yes.
I mean the public zoos. The public zoos are very terrible, but some of
Got it. So publics are awful, but you mean that there are some private zoos in better condition. Yeah, got it.
Yes.
Of course. Ah. So why do they do? Actually, I can understand. Okay, if you can't keep, so okay, just let them free. Live in nature. So why not? It's okay. So you don't, so it's normal. Sometimes governments don't want to spend on this actually area. Why we should spend, and that it takes actually large amounts of money. So it requires a large amount of money to keep and to conserve and to feed them. So if no, but the poor animal is not really good. There is no beauty actually.
Yeah, we're sorry about that. The zoos in the center of Ho Chi Minh City is very good position. Have a good positions in the city, but the government do not put the money or invest enough to take care of the zoo. I wish yes, someone private company can hire the places that place to reorganize the.
Of course, reorganize it, of course. Yeah, if it's operated by, for example, a private section, yeah, of course, why not? Maybe the condition will be better. So yes. Oh, it's not really good. So we have, that's when it's something is government funded, like, they pay for it. Of course, normally, okay, it's like, they leave these fields and areas, the end. So like, they don't care. So it's okay, just a private or, for example, public place and people can go and visit. But yeah, not good.
Yeah. Has someone
No.
take you to the
No,
zoo?
they're the same. They're the same.
Okay.
The same question. Would you like? Why are they not?
Oh, I don't like care to work in the zoo because I don't have a good uh, I yes, because I have a good image about the zoo. Yes, I like it to work in the zoo. Um, Maybe it was an experience when I was young. And maybe I don't love her anymore enough to do that job.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I very admire the workers in the zoo. They work hard and they have the heart. Or they can give the animal. They can care the animal with all their heart.
Yeah, of course. So it's like, zookeepers, they have really different actually career. So it's something, it's not only a career, it's a part of your life. So you give all your emotion, your heart to animals. That is really admiring, I think. Yeah, of course, I admire these people and this job. So it's really difficult, challenging. So no one, as I told you, not everyone can do this like me. So neither can I. I can't imagine. So like, it's like they clean everywhere, they feed them, they take care. So that is really actually difficult, but yeah, also admiring. And
How about you?
no, I can't.
Uh-huh.
I can't. No, definitely no. I'm not the one. I'm not the one. So, like, of course, I love petting animals, like having a dog. So, as I have, so it's normal. Okay. But working in the zoo and taking I'm not the one, since I'm a little bit like an obsessive about cleaning especially. So I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. So I think no, this is not my job. And it's really you should be really patient, and of course it's this job is actually your whole life. It's time consuming. It takes lots of time every day, and So I can't. No, I'm not the one for this type or this job. But I love animals.
Yes.
But
Me
yeah,
too.
of course. Yeah. And I don't want to see them. I don't want to see them in, I know, cages. It's like, no. Because of this, I don't go to the zoo. I don't want to see them. So I would prefer to stay home and watch some either documentaries about animals when they are in nature,
Yes.
not in zoos. Yeah,
Yes.
I would prefer this. And I normally sometimes, for example, my daughter asks me, Mom, could you? I say, no, it's better not to go. So I don't know. It's not really even the best zoo. Even the best zoo is zoo.
Yes.
So we don't like it. Like, for example, jail is jail.
Yes.
So even the best one, I don't like it. And now, what can we do to improve the living conditions of animals in zoos?
We
Or
need to improve living conditions. Yes, we. I don't like zoo, so uh, I don't know how. I don't want to improve the living conditions of animal in the zoo, but I want the one thing I want is let them live in the natural in the nature.
of
Yes.
course.
We have an expert. They like zoology. The expert. We have an expert about the animal to take care of them. Even they are the animals are in the forest in the
Yeah, of
nature.
course. Yeah. So
Also,
we can have more natural parks instead of zoos. Okay, if you want to protect, if you want to conserve them, so why not just say, okay, we can have large areas like forest, a part of, and you can, of course, protect them. And that's actually in their natural habitat, not in zoo.
yes.
So actually, it's like, okay, they say that we keep them in zoos because we're going to, for example, study, we're going to help them. Okay, you want to help them? Why in zoos? You can invest in, for example, natural area to keep them. They live freely. And then, okay, just you can have them, okay, under control if they need help. So I think this way is better since, I don't know, yeah, making the zoo cleaner, hiring more workers. I'm not sure. I don't know. Fresh and clean food. That is really important. Feed them. Yeah. Not letting them eat strange food. Research each animal. Yeah. Research each animal to find suitable food. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let them hunt, for example. Why not? Why
Yes.
we should give them food? Why? We can let them hunt. Okay, this is a lion. Instead of, I don't know, for example, food, you can give a rabbit. So what is this? This is what this is better. So finally you hunt, you kill another animal to feed another one. So why not let them do what they can, what they were born for. So this one is better. And
Should ban to keep animal free? Shouldn't be banned. To keep animal more free?
look, for example, you think that animals should be free because, as you can see, or no, you think that no, actually, it's better to keep them. So it's like,
Yes. Zoos should be banned to keep animal.
yeah, of course.
because the animal in the zoos are not healthy. They are very stressful and lose their instinct.
Yeah.
Yes, lose their instincts. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So and people want you the people can learn about the animals by another way. In the documentary films. And
Yeah.
Yes, we have many ways to learn about animals.
Of course, there are different ways. Of course, why not?
Need
Yeah.
to learn much. We don't need to have a large knowledge about animals, especially expert. Know much.
Yeah, of
They
course.
need to learn, and
Yeah, of
we don't
course. Yeah,
need to
of course.
everything about animals.
Yeah.
But I think the zoo should have to protect the animals.
Yeah, of course. When they
Yeah,
need. Yeah.
yeah, when they need.
Yeah. Yeah, like injured animals. Yeah, of course, animals that are not able to live in actually their natural habitat. So why not? And just let me say about this one, keep animals free. What is the meaning of this phrase? Keep animals free means allow animals to live in a natural environment. And, without being in captivity. So it means they should be banned so they can live their actually natural lives. So this is the meaning of this question. And of course, we shouldn't, I think. Yeah, why not? Zoos are not really good attractions. And we have two questions, okay? As they are built for, okay, zoological.
For zoological, animal study and research purpose. Zoos entrance fee should be free for all visitors. To what extent to do any build a zoo? They are builders for zoological animal study or research purpose. Zoos entrance should be free. No.
Which means you shouldn't pay. No, of course, we have they have,
We need a lot of money to
of course.
and to take care of the animals. So I think we should, can, we have to pay when we.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not acceptable. So for free, how they can, of course, afford. So feeding them, taking care of them, of course.
Pay for the worker.
Yeah, of course, yes, paying. So of course,
And
many, we can say, as you said, just, we need a large amount of money, to cover all expenses. And so it costs a lot, so it's not possible. And number two,
a safari park is a large area where animals are kept in the open and visitors can drive their own cars and hire one of the park to watch animals. Do you think safari parks will replace traditional zoo one day? Yes,
I would go for this one. Yeah, I definitely agree with this type. Why not? Actually, I'm in this national park. Yeah, conservation park. So why not? What is zoo? Okay, you can go. And as you can see, you are. So if you watch documentaries, so it's like about natural parks. So people are in cages. So cars are actually, there are fences around cars. So like, you are in the cage and you can see, and animals can freely and easily walk and roam. So this way is better. I hope.
And have you ever come to see a safari party in the US?
Yeah, of course. So it's like, first of all, have you ever come to see? So when you say come to see, it's like, you are in the US, so that is really tricky. So please pay attention to the use of come and go, or been is here better. Okay. So for example, you can say, have you ever been to? Okay, have you ever been to, for example, National or Safari Park in the US? Okay, so this one is better. Okay, so come now. Well, and
Have you been in? Have
yeah,
you
let
ever
me say, have you ever been to? Have you
to?
ever been to?
Oh, yes. Okay. Have you ever been
Been
to?
to. Okay, this one
Uh,
is
safari?
better. Okay, yeah. Yeah, of course, we have in California, of course, we have a really large area. And yeah, uh, of course, I did so want and I liked it. But as I told you, I'm not the one for just, seeing animals. So, and I don't know, just in zoos or, for example, natural parks. So just once I did this, but since I don't know, I'm a little scared, so I can't. Yeah, of course, it's really large area, and you can, for example, drive your car, and you can see different areas, and of course, there are like guided. You need to, for example, take a guided tour. It's not possible to do it alone, so you need to take a guided tour, and you can easily. And I did once. But maybe not the next time. No.
Oh, that's the next time.
No, this is, yeah, but I liked it. It was really good. It was a
Yeah.
good experience, but for, just once, not more. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, of course. But but that work, as you know, if you search, so in California, we have a really large area. So, and I don't know how large it is. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
Yes.
there are, I think,
Does it
more than 2,000 animals. I'm not sure about the number, but I think, wow, large number of animals are kept. And from, that from around the world, that is really good. So you can drive through, I don't know, different safari areas, and you can, take a guided tour. That is really perfect. I like it. But, just for me, that the first time was actually the last time. So
And the last time.
I'm really scared. I can't. Yeah. Okay, well, and that is our topic about animals. So we talked about it in detail, and so just this. It's weekend. So have a great weekend. Enjoy your time. Watch TV, watch movie,
Yes.
and yeah, have fun.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
You're
Goodbye.
welcome. Goodbye. Goodbye.